On this episode of the Talent Alone podcast, Adam doesn't want women on ESPN. Problem was that she said something dumb on ESPN and was a woman. And Tyler wants to congratulate Kim Kardashian's boyfriend.
Lewis Hamilton has won an F1 race for Ferrari.
It's Basky. Welcome to the Town Alone Basketball and Hockey Podcast. I'm your host, Adam Hess, and with me as all... Oh, just realized my volume. I had to turn up my volume for something I was doing yesterday.
Oh,
I'm
no.
just blowing everything out. With me as always, after Game 4, the only thing he could say is, now that is pod racing. It's Tyler Carcara. Tyler, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Who's Sebulba in this scenario?
The monks that trained Wemby? No, because...
No, it's the direct... No, I think Wemby is Sebulba.
Is Wemby Sebulba? Wouldn't... Oh, wait. Who's the guy with
This
the big
metaphor
snout
doesn't really work.
Who's the guy with the big snout that owns Anakin? What's his name?
Watto?
Okay. See, when you said Sebulba, I was thinking of Watto.
No, Sebulba's the guy who walks on his hands, and he's the other pod racer Anakin fights. This metaphor doesn't really work very well. This would have worked better. Jalen Brunson could have been Sebulba if Wemby won, and then Wemby would be Anakin Skywalker.
Who's taller between Sebulba and Anakin?
Depends, Sebulba's walking on his hands. If you measured him tip to tail, he's probably taller, but he's walking on his hands, I don't know, man.
The real question is, in the pod racing scene, who's the OG Ananobi?
That would be God. I wish I had a poll. I wish I could pull one of the other pod racers because they do give names in that scene, and I'm completely blanking on it.
We thought you were the Star Wars sicko.
I know. I'm a disgusting fake. I'm a fraud. I'm a disgusting fraud.
Do you think when OG was initially
is he Ben Quadinaros?
Stop. You can't pull up Wikipedia and start dropping them now. You didn't have to pull at the time. Fucking.
I did Google it. What about Timto Pagalius?
Which one's the guy who his couplings never work, and then when he finally gets them attached, they fly off and he blows up
That's
into a
Ben
wall?
Quadinaros.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
His name is Ben. He's like a weird alien-looking guy. His name's Ben.
Do you think when OG first came over to the United States after being born in England, he got to Ellis Island and they went, "What's your name?" And he went, "Ananobi." And they went, "Well, what's your clan?" He didn't have one, so they just were like, "Well, you kind of seem like an original gangster, so."
Yep, that's exactly how it works.
How many Star Wars jokes do you think I can get in here now that I've seen the Star Wars movies?
Hey, so the Knicks won the title, huh?
Oh, yeah, that's what we're here to talk about. Yeah, the Knicks, the New York Knicks of New York. God, I'm still blowing out my audio. The New York Knicks of New York won their first NBA championship in 50 years in their first finals appearance in 27 years. That means that they have never appeared in the finals during your lifetime before.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, 99, that I would have been like 3 months before I was born. Well, it depends on your feelings about
when life starts.
When life starts.
You know what I really want to get into in this basketball podcast is the morality around abortion. So this is a good starting point.
My mother was pregnant with me when the Knicks were in the finals.
My mother was pregnant with me when the Bulls won their second of the three-peat, I think, right? No, 96 would be their third of the three-peat. And I was born in April. So I was actually alive for their third of the Last Dance finals.
You were alive for the last, and I wish I could have been there,
Yeah.
That was you. You were courtside, right?
Yeah, I actually pulled Jordan aside midway through and I said, "You should make a movie with bugs."
This is the problem. We dove into the podcast too fast, so we're really going hard on bits because we didn't have 10 minutes to talk before we started doing the podcast. The Knicks won the NBA Finals. That's crazy.
The other problem is it's 2:00 my time, 2:30 my time, which means it's 12:30 your time, which means you got enough sleep.
I sure did.
Yeah, usually we record. I shake you out of bed and dump you onto the floor 5 minutes before the podcast normally.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
So you got enough sleep. This is gonna be a bit heavy episode, or it's gonna be no bits at all. I don't know what well rested Tyler's like on a podcast. I haven't seen it in years.
What if it's just a disaster?
All your power comes from being sleepy.
Yeah, all my power comes from being sleepy. Yeah.
Okay, let's get into it. The Knicks won the NBA Finals. They get their first Larry O'Brien since the merger, I think. I mean, I think that their first one is pre-merger, the 70s.
Yeah, it was
77?
77?
Something like that. It was 50 years ago, so it must have been before 76. I should know this. I should have done this research ahead of time. But it doesn't matter because that happened a long time ago. And what we're talking about is what happened yesterday, which is Jalen Brunson dropped 45 on the third best team in the West to win.
Take that, Becky Hammond.
Dude, literally my first thought.
Becky Hammond down bad right now. It's so bad.
Has she said anything? Because I saw it like in his post game. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, at some point midway through the season, Becky Hammond was on First Take for some reason and said that the Knicks couldn't win a title without a guy. Kendrick Perkins, the pillar of rationality, said they got a guy in Brunson, and she said that Brunson's too small to be the best guy on a finals winning team.
For the record, we talked about that on this podcast, and I agreed with her. So.
Did we really? Don't go find those
Sure
tapes.
we did. I'm pretty sure we did.
This is the first thing you've ever had in common with the coach of a Las Vegas-based franchise.
Yeah, that's true. That's right.
Which is good because your other options would be like John Gruden and Pete Carroll.
Yeah, that's true. Well, not Pete Carroll anymore. Who is it? It's a Clint Kubiak.
Clint Kubiak, yeah.
Have we figured it out that his middle name also does not start with a K, right?
I think we Googled that at some point. That seems like a thing that we did.
That seems
or at
like
least
something we Googled.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I'm gonna just guess that they almost did it, but because they realized at the last second, they changed it from Kyle to Lyle.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah. It seems like they made a mistake there. It seems as though Becky Hammond has not responded yet. But
Coward.
Boy, everyone is piling on her, so I kind of feel a little bad.
Listen, the problem was that she said something dumb on ESPN and was a woman. You can do one or the other and get away with it on the internet. You can't do both.
Yeah, exactly. If Kendrick Perkins said it, no one would be talking about this right now. But because it was Becky Hammond, everybody is ripping on her. So
yeah,
it is what it is.
But should we start with Game 4? Because that was an absolute masterpiece that I haven't had a chance to talk about on a podcast. Or should we just go through Game 5 and then circle back and talk about how they got here?
God, I don't know. I don't even know where to start with this one. Can I just tell you what I was thinking as I was watching that game last night?
Yeah.
Boy, Dylan Harper's really good, huh? I know Jalen Brunson is scoring like 45, but my sicko brain was just like, holy shit, Dylan Harper is maybe the fourth best player on the floor right now. Is he 20 yet? He's 20, right?
He's 20. I think he's 22. I think he's an older rookie. I'll double check that. No, Wemby's 22. He's 20. I started Googling the wrong Dylan. I Googled Dylan Larkin because I got too much hockey on the brain. Yeah, he's 20 years old as of March 2nd, born March 2nd, 2006.
Oh, my God.
Oh
my God.
How did I not know his dad was Ron Harper?
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Next you're going to tell me Cam Boozer's dad's Carlos
famous
Boozer.
magic killer Ron Harper Jr. of the Celtics, of the Boston Celtics. You didn't know that? Come on, get out of here.
I must have known it at some point, but yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, Dylan Harper, really good. Obviously, the best guard on the Spurs. Now, that is an important thing to talk about here is how fucking bad De'Aaron Fox was in the two closeout games.
Oh my God, dude. I hope he was hurt because there better be a now you tell us story about like De'Aaron Fox, has major hip replacement surgery.
Right. Going into the finals, he had missed some time in the Western Conference final, or was it second round? Doesn't matter. But he had missed some time with a hamstring injury. So obviously he was nursing some injury, but he was legitimately the fourth best guard on the team behind Vassell, Castle, and Harper.
100%.
Yeah.
He needed to be off the floor. They took Dylan Harper off in the final minutes of the game.
Yeah. Over the course of the series, Dylan Harper, who was far and away, obviously.
They did bring him back on, to be fair, because he did miss a layup that would have tied the game with 26 seconds left.
Don't forget the two free throws.
Yeah, the two free throws were tough too. But also he hit the tough layup, the runner in the lane, to tie it at 88. So it's not you know what I mean. I don't know. Yeah,
but Dylan Harper plays 31 minutes in a vital, possible your last game of the season. De'Aaron Fox played 37. Harper had 25. Fox had 7 points. Like,
that's not great, Jim.
On top of that, like, Harper, 2 offensive boards, both of which were important, 3 defensive rebounds. He ends up with 5 fouls, which is part of why he was riding the bench for a little bit, but he was the point of attack guard for stretches of time on Brunson, and he was the only guy outside of Castle who could stay in front of Brunson. I mean, like, there was a play maybe in the 4th where they were hunting a switch onto Devin Vassell, and like Devin Vassell's a pretty good perimeter guard, but when your other options are get guarded by Stephon Castle or Dylan Harper, Vassell's like the best option because those are the only 2 guys that could stay in front of him.
Yeah, absolutely.
But instead of harping on how great Dylan Harper is,
we should probably talk about the team that won the finals.
The team that won. You know what my favorite point of the game was? The 40 seconds of Jeremy Sohan in trying to get a rebound over Wemby. He's subbed in during free throws just for rebounding chance. They just subbed in like their biggest possible lineup. But shouts out to Sohan, who was on the court for 1 point for the Knicks, and had 0 minutes, 0 points, 0 field goals attempted, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 turnovers, 0 steals, 0 blocks, and 0 personal fouls. That is not a trillion. That is a zerolton.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty powerful.
Pretty good.
I love that every single podcast. This is why we're special, Adam. Is every other NBA podcast is leading with Jalen Brunson, NBA Finals, Knicks first in 53 years, and we led with who was the Anakin Skywalker of this series, and then Dylan Harper and Jeremy Sohan.
Listen, you aren't giving us enough credit with that. We didn't lead with who is the Anakin Skywalker of the series. We led with who is the Sebulba of the series.
We led with the who is the Ben Quadranaros of this series. Hey, thank God the NBA Finals are entertaining this year.
Yeah, was this the best possible 5-game series?
I gotta imagine it is.
Like, how many were the Knicks down in every single game?
Just about.
I feel like they were down. I mean, obviously, Game 4 and Game 5 were the big ones. They come back from 16 in Game 5. They come back from 27 at half in Game 4 to win both of those. Yeah. But I feel like every single Knicks win, they were down at some point during it. They ended up like a plus 12 across 5 games, or plus 13 or something like that. Like, not a huge point differential in the series. And, they won the games. And they won the games in convincing fashion because you came back and ended up winning by 1 point in a 27-point deficit. But I think that the Spurs were a lot closer to the Knicks than history will look back on them, because every time a team loses the finals, we go, well, obviously that team was better.
Yeah, I mean, the Spurs very reasonably could have won every single game in the series.
Yeah.
Like, it could have been a Spurs sweep, very reasonably.
Yeah, Game 1 was like the only one that the Knicks.
Game 1, it was tied with 2 minutes left.
It was tied with 2 minutes left. They run away with it in the final 2 minutes off a bunch of Brunson buckets. But Game 2, come back, 1 point win. I believe that's the game.
That's the Wemby throwing it off of Cass's back game.
Game 3, the Spurs win. Game 4 is the 27-point comeback, and Game 5 is the 16-point.
Yeah, I don't know what do you call this game?
I guess you call.
I guess this would be the Brunson game. This is definitely his best game of the series because
all the rest of them he had in games 3 and 4 he had a really good half. In games 1 and 2 he had Kobe stats. Like, people are going to be like, Brunson 20 points a game in the NBA Finals, his first appearance, and I just want to raise my hand and be like, yeah, Brunson had 20 points in Game 1 on like 23 shots. Like, that is a Kobe Bryant ass stat.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'll double check
that. His game, Brunson's Game 1 was rough. Yeah. Yeah,
like, he was missing a lot and taking a lot of shots. They played great defense against him for, I'm going to say, 1, 2, 3 total games across 4 games, and then he cooked him in Game 5. They're just clutch mode. Brunson took over Game 5. 45 points out of 94 points. The rest of the team scored 49 points.
Yeah, on 27 shots, too. Like, it was
like his most efficient.
Yeah, this is his best game of the series. So I guess this is the Brunson game.
So if we were going retroactively, this is the Brunson game. Is for game 4, is that the comeback or is it the OG tip?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I think it's the comeback game, and then everybody knows how they came back.
See, I think I would call it the OG tip.
You think so?
I don't know,
man. I feel like more people are talking about the OG tip than the 30-point comeback itself.
How crazy is that? There was a 30-point comeback, and all of SportsCenter is led with OG Anunoby tips the ball in.
OG was maybe the second best Knick in this series. Like, I know beyond the tip in, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, OG had a crazy series. He had a sleepy game 5, but it's also kind of crazy how, like, the rotating cast of characters each had their moment in the spotlight. It's almost like when you watch, like, an ensemble crime movie, like Ocean's 11, and every person has, like, their role they play in the final heist that they show. Like, yeah. Brunson was consistently your leading scorer in the series, but the first 2 games minimum, maybe you'd say 3 games, Cat was the main character at number 2. Bridges had a huge game. I think it was he might have had the huge game in game 4. Maybe it was game 3, but he had a huge game at one point where he was just hitting 3 after 3 after 3. OG in maybe his best single game performance ever in game 4. You had Shamet hitting tons and tons of shots early in the series. Josh Hart doing just like Draymond Green-ass glue guy stuff. Like all the up and down the roster, even Mitchell Robinson, who had a very bad series, it's still like he was playing with a broken hand the whole time. Like,
did you like the Huck Porty block? Is game 5 actually the Huck Porty block game? Huck Porty had a block game.
I think my favorite thing about Huck Porty is that every team that has a bigger fan base that gets, or a fan base that then gets like bandwagoned on, even by people in their own state, like people that would be casual fans turning to serious fans, they always have like a dog whistle guy who they're like, no, but this is the guy. And for whatever reason, Knicks fans are like, Huck Porty is underrated. I think Huck Porty is properly rated.
I know multiple Knicks fans. I know multiple Knicks fans. Go figure. It's New York. Statistically, you're bound to know a few.
Yeah.
And all of them this entire season were like, Huck Porty needs more minutes. Like, that's the conversation I've had with multiple people. Yeah. I don't know, man. Kind of crazy. Did you know OG Anunoby? This is his second ring. Second.
Yeah, one with Toronto.
Yeah, he didn't play in that series, though.
I think he was injured. I can't remember.
In early April, he had an emergency appendectomy, which caused him to miss the Raptors' entire playoff run.
Damn.
So,
you think that is what unlocked?
But he was
Scotty
one
Barnes?
of the guys like standing up behind Kawhi Leonard, on that shot, like you could see him in the background there. So, good for him.
So from here, I do want to talk some legacy here for a bunch of people involved in this. But before we get there, was Brunson's where in your head does the Brunson podium reaction rank? Like him after he wins when they go to what's her face Salters, who's asking him questions, and he's like he has to take a bunch of time to answer because he's like
he can barely speak,
overjoyed, crying. Which also, shout outs to him. Like you sometimes hear people tell the story, like Aaron Rodgers tells the story about how after he won his first and only championship, he said that like his feeling after that was like, oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Brunson. Brunson could barely speak and then said that it feels like everything that he thought it would be and more. Like Brunson appreciated that championship more than Aaron Rodgers ever could.
That's its own. I don't know what it is. Is it a piece? Is it a film that needs to be made? Is it a documentary about like people's different reactions to ascending the mountain? Like I just find, like so often the story is that Rodgers thing where he's like, I feel nothing. Mm-hmm. But then there's guys like Brunson and Kevin Garnett.
That's my thought too. I was going to compare it to KG's.
Yeah, where you're just like, they're just like, nailed it. This is great. Having a great time. And what's funny about Garnett is there's no like weird post-career Garnett shit. I I mean, I guess there's kind of this stuff with the Wolves, but he's back with the Wolves now.
Yeah, he's cool with the Wolves.
He's cool with the Wolves now. He just hangs out. He has a lot of money. He seems happy. Like,
speaking of the Knicks
I want to know what
championship,
they're up to.
On his way out the door, he also mentored notable finals foul-outer Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, this is a really a loss in today's game. We would have been starting with we would have been starting with is Wemby suspended for Game 6, but
Jesus
past
Christ. Dude, those like 2 obvious flagrant fouls on Brunson that didn't get called when he shoves him from behind and then lands in his space. Like, how do you not?
The landing in the space, I'm not sure that's flagrant. That's just like, look how long Wemby's legs are. Like, in that play, I'm like, where is he supposed to go? That seems like a regular foul that could have just gone bad. The first one is definitely a flagrant.
The shoving Brunson from behind is unquestionable. But the second one is like, they've been calling that a flagrant all year. I get Wemby's long and Brunson's high up in the air, but like,
yeah, you're right. They have been calling that a flagrant all year. I don't agree that type of play should be called a flagrant, but yeah.
So you're on Scott Foster's side.
I love the extender. That's my jersey in this finals.
I texted friend of the pod, Mike Regan, going into the game, where he texted me that Scott Foster was going to be
friend of the game. Pod, co-host of the podcast.
Not today. He's friend of the pod today.
That's true.
He texted me that Scott Foster was going to be reffing Game 5. And I replied the extender, and he was like, "That's a cool nickname." And then like an hour and a half later, was like, "I saw someone else say that on Twitter. Is this a thing?" So yes. I guess he did. I guess he didn't know that the Scott Foster extender thing was a thing.
But we are indeed fucking on the Knicks bed tonight. You know, that's the meme we get every time they win.
Yeah. The question is, do I include the meme or do I just let that hang in the air?
Listen. People could Google it if they want. I'm sure it'll pop up.
Yeah. So you're gonna want to Google fucking on the, and then just click the first autocomplete. I'm sure it's
it should be Knicks bed. Yeah, it's gonna be Knicks bed.
Yeah, just close your eyes and click the first autocomplete after that.
Fucking on Ben Quadranaris' pod racer.
That's a very dangerous place to fuck. Unstable pod racer.
He's got those little droid guys who clearly aren't very good at their jobs.
No, terrible.
Yeah.
You know, Star Wars underrated a series of droids doing their job poorly, and stormtroopers.
Everyone's bad at their jobs in Star Wars.
Yeah.
My greatest joy, for those who don't know, Adam has been rewatching all the Star Wars movies lately, and my greatest joy, very much every time you text me is about Star Wars stuff, is the equivalent of Mike going, "Is the extender a nickname for Scott Foster's?" The same thing. You're like, boy. Stormtroopers pretty bad at aiming, huh? Like, has anybody talked about this? And you're like, yes, for 40 years this has been a topic of conversation.
It's just astounding how these professional soldiers can't hit a shot. But speaking of people that can't hit a shot,
Karl Anthony Towns.
Oh yeah. Well, we can do the Towns bit a little bit. Hey, you know what really sucks with the whole Towns thing is the soft ass fouls that were called on him that weren't called on anyone else. It was like reputation calls.
Yeah. Listen. Enough big shots were made on the floor in this finals that people aren't going to talk about it, but this was a very poorly officiated series. It was really bad.
Yeah,
and
I
don't
think about that in Legacy, but yeah.
And it didn't directly, I don't think in any scenario, I don't think it directly affected the outcome of any game. Like, obviously, Game 3, Mike Brown was like, oh, how dare they? You know, they have so many more free throws than us. But, like, it's just inconsistent, where like at the end of the game there where they're trying to trap Brunson at the half-court line and they basically mug him. He doesn't get fouled, and then they tip the ball to Mikal Bridges and Mikal Bridges gets like tapped on the elbow and they called the foul. Like,
dude, it literally was like Brunson was getting tackled by 2 players. The ball flies up in the air, ends up in Mikal Bridges' hands, and Luke Cornett pushes him in the arm and they blow the whistle.
It was so odd. I don't get it.
Yeah, I think that the reason that when we look back a year from now, the officiating won't be part of the story is because I feel like in general the consensus is the whistle went against the Knicks, and the Knicks won. But if like the consensus had been that the whistle was generally unfavorable to the Spurs in a series that ended up being this close in this many games, I could see it being like a legitimate problem for the NBA. That Scott Foster and Tony Brothers did their best to call the game as inconsistently as possible.
Yeah, 100%. Especially given, like, they didn't call, and they would never call anything on Wemby. Wemby didn't get how did he remember when he shoved Brunson? Was that game 3?
Game 3?
Yeah, where like that didn't get called. That's more of a flagrant than him landing in his landing zone.
So I just pulled it up. Victor Wembanyama, who played primary defense against whoever the best player was on the floor, or played a 1-on-1 in the paint for the entire series, ended up in Game 5, 3 fouls. Game 4, 1 foul. Game 3, 3 fouls. Game 2, 2 fouls. Game 1, 2 fouls. And I'm not saying just because he's a big man who plays heavy defense, he should be getting called for more fouls. But Karl-Anthony Towns, who does have a reputation for it, fouled out of a game. Like, he fouled out. He was in foul trouble for 2 different games at the end of the series. Like,
and he's not even an on-ball defensive guy. They're not like,
unless Wemby has
the ball, put Cat on him.
Like, I watched, in my days, I've watched a lot of Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert gets called all the time for shoving people. And it's fair. It's a foul. I get it. But Wemby wasn't getting that whistle. Like, he would get a call when it was like an undeniable in the act of shooting foul.
Right, yeah, like an obvious, like, no-brainer foul.
But in general, Wemby gets a very favorable whistle. And, I just think he should be kicked out of the NBA for it. If we can't trust the refs, then we need to remove Wemby from the equation.
Put him in the World Cup. Let's see what happens.
Put him in for Mbappe.
Why can't he be a goalkeeper? Why wouldn't he? Wouldn't he just be the best goalkeeper?
Dude,
how tall are goalkeepers? Can I ask this question?
What's up? How tall are goalkeepers? I was watching USA Paraguay.
Yeah.
And the USA goalie's like as tall as you or me. Or I guess not you, because you and I are even a little tall. Like he's like as tall as
like 6 foot.
Yeah, he's like 6 foot. He's got like normal length arms. Maybe he might even be like 5'11". It's just hard to tell with soccer players. He's got like normal length arms and everything. And then they cut over to the guy from Paraguay, and he looked like fucking Kevin Durant. And I'm like, well, why wouldn't every goaltender look like you have so much goal to cover? You need long ass arms.
Yeah, Matt Turner. Let's see. What is he listed
American
at?
ass name.
Oh, it's Fairfield University.
Turner. Oh, that's where you went to college.
Nope.
Yeah, well, I don't know where the fuck Fairfield University is. So
he's 31 years old, and he is 6'3" apparently.
Okay, maybe it wasn't that guy then, because the guy that I was looking at in goal for whatever game that was, now that I can't remember, was very specifically a shorter guy.
Oh wait, no, he was on the bench. I'm dumb.
Okay. I like how incompetent we are at talking about World Cup soccer.
Listen, I'm not going to pretend I know anything about World Cup. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm just not. The guy who it did play in the goal is also 6'3", Matt Freese. He actually played in the goal for the U.S. We don't need to talk about the World Cup.
That's good, because
the NBA Finals.
We're already botching the conversation anyways.
But that being said, fuck the World Cup for making Los Angeles suck for like any time anyone's playing at SoFi.
Hey, you guys got Team USA there. Christian Pulisic played one half of soccer for you.
That's right. It was a pretty good half.
It was a very good half.
So I hear. I didn't watch it.
I was about to ask if you actually watched it.
No, I was working, and then I went home early because no one was in the restaurant because everybody was watching that game or at that game.
Well,
so
it's kind of cool, you know?
Yeah, thanks for fucking with my money, Christian Pulisic.
Listen, Christian Pulisic needs that money. How else is he going to afford like a third yacht? Soccer players make so much goddamn money.
They really do. They make like baseball player money.
But with more fans.
Yeah.
They make baseball player money, but it makes sense.
I read this article on The Athletic that was like the U.S. men's national team game. It's the highest rated game in the history of the U.S. World Cup or whatever, like most watched U.S. game. Mm-hmm. And it was like 16 million people. And then in the comments below, someone said, last year's Sunday Night Football averaged 24 million. The U.S. is... listen, the U.S. has more soccer fans than in the history of the country currently, I would say. It's still like the 5th most popular sport here.
Yeah. Earlier today, I watched Formula One race at Spain at Barcelona.
Shit! I was gonna open this podcast with saying that we were leading with Lewis Hamilton, but the tifosi, it finally paid off for them after all these years.
Here, you want to give me like a clean read, like we just started the podcast, and I'll just insert it at the start. Okay, right, ready? And,
Adam, go ahead. Yeah.
And so I just want to tell you, like, set the scene. So the podcast just started. I introduced you.
You said it's Sebaski.
Yeah, and now with a lot of energy,
something about Ben Quadinaros.
the energy of a podcast.
We even opened with pod racing. What the fuck, man?
I want you to give me your best Lewis Hamilton take. Like the podcast just started.
Adam, I'm so glad that we were able to be here today, so that we can, our long national nightmare is over. After so much time has passed, Lewis Hamilton has won an F1 race for Ferrari in dominant fashion.
A three-stopper
with two very well-timed VSCs for him.
Yeah,
he definitely got a little lucky there, but he had the car too.
The Antonelli VSC is exceptionally fortunate because he was going to have to come in and pit one more time anyways, and I was surprised when he stayed out for the first lap, but I guess it was just the pit crew wasn't ready. I will say this. I'm going to give Lewis credit for the Antonelli VSC because we know they're friends, and we know Antonelli wants to help Lewis.
Is Kimi Antonelli the Ben Quadinaros of F1? That's, yeah,
I think Kimi Antonelli sandbagged to make sure that Lewis could get a larger lead in front of George for second place in the drivers' championship. That's what
Lewis
I think.
Hamilton championship incoming.
I think he's going to lose by 1 point to Kimi because I think they got an agreement, an under the table agreement. You think Kimi Antonelli doesn't want his role model Lewis Hamilton to win for his home country team Ferrari? Come on.
Yeah. Come on. The fix is in. The fix is in.
It's a good thing that we got to talk about Lewis Hamilton's legacy here because I got a bunch of legacy I want to talk about coming out of the NBA Finals.
Oh, thank God! Brian, what a segue.
Or did you want to talk about Qui-Gon Jinn's legacy first?
Qui-Gon Jinn's legacy is a legacy of failure, Adam.
Damn. Yeah, his Padawan couldn't train shit. The kid he found on some desert planet with 2 sons killed a bunch of younglings, and then
Star Wars is entirely Qui-Gon's
couldn't even
fault.
Succeed at killing the Emperor.
Event,
How about that?
Every event in Star Wars is Qui-Gon Jinn's fault. Every single one of them.
That the super powerful Sith Lord of the Empire couldn't kill an old man. Nice try, Darth Vader. Guess what? He lived, and he had 1 billion Star Destroyers. I saw it.
And then he's also like, and you know what? Can't fit your mom in that deal, Anakin. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I can't. I made couldn't fit her into the bet. It just, how FanDuel is. Couldn't get the super boost that included
he really
your
tried,
mom.
He said, "I'll take both your slaves," and then Watto said, "No, just the boy," and he went, "All right,
you drive a hard bargain, Watto."
I gotta get him. He's got all the midichlorians. He's got all of them.
This is why Star Wars is great, Adam. Adam watched The Phantom Menace like, this sucks. Think of the bits we're doing right now. There are so many bad movies that you can't do bits about. They're just, you don't even want to talk about them. But with Star Wars, there's so much weird shit happening.
I gotta tell you,
this is why Star Wars is good, and this is why the Knicks won the finals.
Even now that I know who Babu Frick is, I still don't have a single bit from Mandalorian.
That's why The Mandalorian sucks. That's why it's the worst Star Wars movie. Is even the other bad Star Wars movies have memes. The Mandalorian doesn't have any memes. No.
Simply bad. But NBA legacy.
I'm not like
good.
my dad.
I texted my buddy after I at some point, I can't even remember why, but I texted him asking if he had seen it. He replied that he had, and I was like, I want to give you my entire review of it, and that is that the guy from The Bear is going to say, "I'm not like my dad," and then 15 minutes later reiterate that point, and then the movie just sort of ends.
Is Jalen Brunson the Rod of the Hut of the NBA?
He is not like his dad.
This podcast is unlistenable, dude. I gotta be sleepier because I have too much energy. My brain's going too fast.
This is my 5th cup of coffee too, so we're just
just
going. Let's start with some negative legacy, some negacy
some
here.
neglacy.
Neglacy.
Sure. Sure,
Victor Wembanyama. He can never be the GOAT now. He can't. He lost to finals. It's over. That is his legacy.
So right.
Yeah.
You're so right. And what Jordan did when he was 22? We talked about it on the last podcast. He scored 37 points.
He averaged 37 points a game. Here's the dings against Wemby's legacy. Obviously, lost in the finals. Now he can never be undefeated in the finals. Passed to Stephon Castle in the back to lose game 2.
That was tough.
Somehow ends up guarding Brunson on the OG tip. And every minute he played, over 28 minutes in the entire series, was disastrously bad, including 6 missed free throws during clutch time.
6 missed free throws is really bad. The missed free throws is probably the biggest knock for me.
He was like an 85% free throw shooter in the regular season. 85%.
Exactly that.
Multiple missed free throws when they were down within free throw range.
Like the pass off Castle's back, not great, but he's not a point guard. He's 22. I'm willing to be like, okay, he's young. He doesn't, in that scenario, he got a little discombobulated. That's just, I hate using the word choke, but like, that's like, you're a good free throw shooter, and then you missed all your free throws when they mattered.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's tough.
Yeah.
That's a tough look. That's not youth. I mean, I guess it is youth, but it's not a great look, regardless.
Yeah. I don't have Mitch Johnson down here, but who do you blame more for the OG tip? Mitch Johnson or Victor Wembanyama for somehow guarding a 30-foot Brunson three-pointer, allowing OG a wide-open rebound?
Is it... I don't even know, man. It's like it's so many things had to happen for that play to go that way. Like the way Wembanyama got switched on to him, put OG at the left break, and OG had to crash with the energy of he crashed. OG Anunoby.
Don't do it.
OG crashed the basket like Ben Quadranaros' pod. Engine, when the engine like breaks free of its coupling and it goes flying,
it just flies away. That was OG.
That's the energy. Yeah. That's how OG crashed the basket.
So that's who OG is. OG is the engine on Ben Guadagnaro's pod racer.
Yeah, exactly. The shot had to hit the front rim, not the back rim. There had to be every Spur had to be boxing out every other Knick except OG Anunoby.
And OG Anunoby had to have, like, the exact length of arms that OG Anunoby has. Like, if his arms were, like, an inch shorter, he misses the tip.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not even getting his hands on the ball is tough, but then he's moving at 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Like, to just tip it exactly where it's not easy to tip baskets in. I don't know if you guys knew that, but it's not like... That's like... Yeah, not just like to get his hand on the basketball at all is incredible, and then just the touch to knock it down is crazy.
You want me to keep rattling off my negative legacy watches, or you want me to switch to a positive one?
Yeah, let's do positive. We've been a lot of negative.
How about this for an out of left field positive? James Dolan, who was such a bad owner at one point that DeAndre Jordan convinced Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant to go play for the Nets instead of going to play for the Knicks.
That's so true.
Yeah. Like, he chased multiple coaches out of town. He was too busy promoting his own music. And then the second he brings Leon Rose in and World Wide West and takes a step back and says, fuck them picks, fuck the salary cap, just win me a title, they assemble the Avengers of former finals players under one roof and go out and win a championship in 5 games.
Shout out to JD and the Straight Shots and their iconic #1 hit single, which I actually won't be surprised if Knicks fans make it a #1 single in the next week. I Am Going to Fix the Knicks. That's the song they have.
Is that really?
It sure is. There's a John Boyce video where he does a bit about it.
Fucking pushing secret base on my channel.
Sorry, buddy. Everyone should go watch I'm Going to Fix the Knicks. It's really funny.
What are you doing? No, go watch other my content. I don't care what you... Go watch the fucking Stanley Cup podcasts in a row.
Like, who gives a shit about hockey, Adam? There's soccer on. And that got bumped down a notch.
Yeah, let me ask you this: if you had to
Germany
watch
Curacao probably is getting more views. I'd rather watch Germany Curacao.
Excuse you, it was Germany Senegal today, and Germany.
No, it was Germany Curacao. It was Curacao.
It was not.
Yes, it absolutely was.
What are you smoking? Who are you smoking? It was Germany Curacao.
Just as you said, Adam.
Curaçao's the worst team in the tournament, I hear people say.
Yeah, I have heard that as well. I mean, they're named after a blue orange liqueur, so I don't know.
I thought they were named after that director.
Oh yeah, my favorite guy.
Yeah. Right now, the Netherlands are playing Japan. But
that's a good match. It's an interesting match.
I thought you didn't care about soccer. What is this?
The World Cup. I always get talked into the World Cup. Like right up until the World Cup, I'm like, I just don't care about this. And then the matches start, and I'm like, I kind of care about this.
I went to a pub in Chicago for the Mexican game, and I was like, oh fuck, the World Cup's cool.
It's always cool. It always sucks. Leading into it, it's always like the host cities, it's bad, and visas, and everything sucks, and this is terrible for everybody. And then like everybody's having a good time watching soccer, and I'm like, it's pretty good though.
I have a friend who I made in community college who only texts me once every 4 years about the World Cup for 2 weeks, and then we don't talk again for 4 years.
That's iconic. That's real guy friend shit.
It's a girl, but yeah.
Oh well, hey, there you go.
Let me ask you this. Is this a positive legacy moment for the Sphere in Las Vegas? Because that seems to be what distracted Dolan the most from trying to run the Knicks.
And he just let him pass it over to Leon Rose or whatever.
Which I had never seen. I hadn't seen a recent image of Leon Rose.
Unless
that man got old.
Adam. Yeah, he sure did. Unless, Adam. Unless James Dolan knew that the Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, James Harden trio would fail. And he was saving his team because he knew, because Rick Brunson told him, my son,
who's currently playing at Villanova,
is going to be the best guard in the NBA. Is Jalen Brunson the best guard in the NBA now? He has to be, right?
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
You can have Jalen Brunson at his current contract, which is half of what Shai's is. Yeah. Or you can have SGA right now. Who do you take? Seriously, I'm serious.
If we're taking cost into effect, I think I got to go Brunson because Brunson's like literally half, and they're both like yes, SGA is the best guard, not taking into account contract, but Jalen Brunson's a top 5 MVP guy every year and is half the price.
That was my Luka take last week. I don't know. It seems like maybe you got to have more than one guy who's good on your team, and having Jalen Brunson lets you have more than one guy.
It's a hell of a take. Although Karl-Anthony Towns is taking up all the Shai Gil money.
That's true.
You want to... since we're talking about him, legacy watch, Jalen Brunson. Come on. This guy's got the biggest legacy bump around this year.
Yeah, it's really crazy how many shots he hit. I know it's like that's like lowest common denominator commentary to be like, wow, that guy hit a lot of shots, but like every single time, and you're just like, by the end of game 5, you're like, oh well, that shot's gonna go in. It's like, oh, Brunson got the shot off, it's going in. It's
to give you a Monday Night Football stat, it tied for the most points in a road victory in NBA Finals history.
Who's the last guy? Jordan. Oh my god, yeah, that's fucking crazy. Who's the last guy in the NBA Finals where, when they started to get hot down the stretch, you were like, oh, well, every shot's just going to go in. He's just going to make every shot. Like,
outside of Landry Shamet, right?
Yeah, outside of Landry Shamet, obviously.
2022 Steph?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Or 2022 Andrew Wiggins, one of those two.
I mean, we've had some good finals performances since then. Like, you know, like, don't get me wrong, Jaylen Brown and Jokic and all these guys have had some nice. SGA last year was really good in the finals, but it wasn't like, well, it's automatic.
And here's also the other problem with that, right? Like, even if we looked it up and SGA had statistically better finals, or Jaylen Brown had statistically better finals, or Jokic, or whatever, this is easily the most important final since 2016. So you're talking about the best guy who in
22.
The elimination.
I think the Warriors 22 finals is pretty good.
I get that from like a Steph legacy thing, but if you're talking about like the emotional feel of a win, I think this is better. I think this surpasses 22 to match 2016.
Sure.
Or maybe it's like a half tier under 2016.
Do you think, where does this finals rank in American sports championships?
Let's see. What would be above this? So
Cubs.
Yeah, Cubs in 2016. Cavs in 2016. 2016, good year for championships.
Red Sox 04.
Yeah, Red Sox 04. I was thinking that. I don't know if there's another basketball one I would throw on this pile. What about the NFL?
I guess
NFL's so hard because NFL is such a small sample size every year.
Yeah, it really is. It would be the closest, not to be a homer, but like the closest I can think of is like if the Bears win the finals or win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah,
that would be.
Or the Bills.
Yeah. I mean, like if the Bills won it, or I mean, if either of the New York teams won it, honestly.
No, fuck him. Jackson Dart loves Trump.
He sure does.
He loves him.
And Abdul Carter loves Jackson Dart.
What's the most like emotionally important, like the Rams Super Bowl win?
No,
just because like the Stafford gets the ring.
This is my problem with the NFL is the Super Bowl never feels like a culmination of anything. The event itself is too chaotic. There's no like crazy MSG stuff going on in the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is too corporatized.
It's too corporatized, and because of how short the NFL season is, and then you have 2 weeks between, it's like it's an entirely new sport for one game. Like it's two teams that have been game planning for one team for 2 weeks. And like there's not like a groundswell build. Like I guess you would say like the 2007 Giants were one that you were like, how the fuck does this team keep winning? Or maybe the 2011 Giants, you'd be like, how the fuck does this team keep winning? And they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm just like quickly going back through it. No, I wouldn't say any of the Chiefs ones. The Rams, no.
Tampa Bay has some
the Patriots,
juice.
No. The Super Bowl 50, the Broncos win, no.
Yeah, and for me, obviously, that has something because my dad's a Broncos fan. But I also like.
Well, obviously, it's big for the fan bases, but
right? But like also, that was a boring ass, dumbass Super Bowl where Von Miller won. Super Bowl
there have
MVP.
been good Super Bowls, but it's never been like, wow.
Right.
There's 22. No Cleveland, this one's for you in a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's none of that emotion.
With the Chiefs over the Eagles was like a really good Super Bowl.
It was 23, but
23. Yeah, but like no one thinks about that Super Bowl because
it doesn't live in the hearts and minds of men. You know?
Yeah, exactly. The way that this finals 2016, the Cubs in 2016, Red Sox 04, Stanley Cup wise, there hasn't been a Stanley Cup one in a minute. The last feel-good Stanley Cup was either like maybe Chicago in 01, the Avs with Ray Bork finally getting it, not Ray Bork, the other guy finally getting his cup final, like stuff like that is kind of.
What about Cleveland winning? What about Cleveland? This one's for you. How do you feel about that one?
In 2016?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably the most emotionally important.
Like the OG tip-in is on the same level as the Kyrie 3, you know, like it's in that same tier.
That's the thing. Yeah. That's the thing, right? Like it's like the block, right? Like if I say the block, everyone knows what I'm talking about. If I say the OG tip, everyone knows what I'm talking about. I guess we could just call it the tip, or we could call it just the tip. That'd be fun. That'd be a lot of fun for me.
Exactly. I was thinking about that today, where just like going back in my lifetime, like the shots I can name.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember big shots, but like shots you can name. Like the first one I can really think of is the Ray Allen 3.
Yeah, I think because of our age range, the Ray Allen 3. That's like we've been sports fans, but we came awake. Yeah.
Ray Allen 3, Kyrie 3.
Yeah. Steph gold medal game for me.
Steph gold medal game.
Which is, I guess that's more of like the second half.
Kawhi bouncing on the rim.
Yeah, the Philly one.
Kawhi bouncing on the rim, I still think is the craziest shot I've ever watched. I was in a bar in Boston in college, and I was like, this is the craziest thing. I've never seen this. This is the craziest game winner I've ever seen in my entire life.
I was at a bar in in Chesapeake. Same thought. The Halliburton game 1 against the Knicks 3.
Halliburton game 1 against the Knicks. Halliburton in the finals. He had the game. He had the pull-up jumper in the finals.
Man, how exciting is it that Halliburton? I just got chills thinking about Halliburton being back next year.
Oh my god, it's gonna be the best, dude! I can't wait.
And they're gonna have whoever they get with like the 13th pick or whatever they have now. I don't remember where their like actual pick is now because they traded away their first.
They don't have a pick.
They don't have a pick at all. So it's just Halliburton and Zubats.
Remember their GM had to apologize after the lottery.
I couldn't remember if they just had
he
a wait
traded
or not.
the weird protections for Zubats.
Yeah.
It landed in like the 4 picks that it goes to the Clippers. It's the Clippers' 5th overall pick is the Pacers pick.
I thought Indiana would have, like, they would just go back somewhere else in the first. No, they don't have a pick.
Yeah, it's the Clippers pick. The Clippers picking at 5 is the Pacers.
That's brutal.
They gave up the
because the Clippers pick went to OKC.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Zubats better be all NBA level next year.
Yeah. He was not great this year.
No.
He needs to be as good as he was the previous year.
Yeah.
He needs to be like a 19-11 guy.
Back to legacy talk.
Yeah.
Can I give you you want I have 2 pretty good negative ones. Let's start here. Negative legacy. Donald Trump.
You think this is there? You think this is up there for him?
I don't know. I got questions about this because you know what? There are people who were ambivalent or pro-Trump who now they kind of get that sneaking suspicion. The Knicks would have won 15 straight if it wasn't for the Trump game. 15 straight in a sweep.
Yeah.
Trump shows up, they lose their only game in 15 games.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a stink that he put on him there. That's for sure.
I'm just saying. Is this going to when Trump
is this
dies?
Is this going to win the midterm?
Weeks,
oh my god.
When Trump dies, will there be a tweet about this game?
Oh, of course. Are you kidding me? If it happens in the next month, absolutely.
I'm just saying. And now he's doing UFC for his birthday at the White House. If that UFC card is bad, which I don't know if they are or not because I don't watch UFC, but if that UFC card is bad, I
don't know and I don't care. I hate to be that guy but like and we shouldn't talk about UFC. We should talk about basketball. But like this kind of them doing the White House thing kind of confirmed all my suspicions about UFC. Where I'm like, I just don't want to be engaged. I just don't want to engage with this. This is not something for me. I think
what I appreciate UFC for is whenever I see someone wearing UFC merch, I'm like, oh, I don't really want to talk to you.
Exactly. And like it's not even it's not even like this is a blood sport way. I'm just like I don't really like the people who engage with that. That's not they just are people I don't enjoy talking to usually.
Positive legacy. The OG Anunoby post-career highlight package. I think OG had already solidified himself as a top tier 3-and-D guy, but because of the tip now, they have like the closer for his highlight package finally. Like before this, what the hell would have like when you had OG night at Madison Square Garden or whatever after he retired? What the hell would the highlight package even have been before this?
Is he officially he's too good now to be a OG Anunoby was a problem guy? Is he too good for that now?
We need a bar for that. Like who's right now active in the NBA?
What's the Mendoza line?
What's the Mendoza line of blank was a problem? Because anyone better than them, they're too good to have been a problem.
It's got to be LaMelo, right?
LaMelo's too good, I think. He's going to be an All-NBA guy.
But he hasn't won anything.
He hasn't won anything, but he's going to be an All-NBA guy.
He's never made an All-NBA team.
But he's going to. I think he has, so? But I think he's going to. He won Rookie of the Year his rookie year. I'm trying to think. Because I almost feel like Pascal Siakam's too good, but he's also like just anonymous enough to where you could see a clip where people forget about Pascal Siakam.
He's not exciting a player enough. What's that highlight package going to be? Just him like spinning into the lane and like finishing strong. Like I like that, but is it oh, I know who it is.
Who?
I've got it. It's Cam Thomas.
Stop. With Cam Thomas.
He scored 25 a game. You're gonna be like he's the king of Cam Thomas is a problem. Look at his basketball reference. Like he scored 25 points a game 3 years in a row.
Cam Thomas is a really good one.
And then if you look into it, you're like he scored 25 points a game 3 years in a row on a team that won 10 games every year.
Cam Thomas is also great for like the naming guys game in a few years because you start with how about Cam Thomas? People go, oh yeah, remember his time on the Nets, 25 a game, and then someone else will be like, yeah, and he got into like a Twitter beef with Zach Lowe.
That's right.
Yeah.
Jalen Green,
is his pedigree knock him out of this conversation? You think?
Yeah,
because he was supposed to be like the guy in Houston.
Yeah. Do you think Houston regrets trading him for Kevin Durant?
Interesting. Is there any team that's ever traded for Kevin Durant that didn't eventually regret it? The Warriors didn't.
The
Warriors
Warriors
didn't
regret it.
They signed him.
Say. Oh, that's right. Shit,
Yeah.
you're so right. You're so right.
So
Wild.
the teams
Remember
that traded
when free
for him
agency mattered.
The teams that
I guess
traded
it still
for
matters.
him
Jalen Brunson just won Finals MVP.
are Phoenix and Houston. That's it, right? Or did he sign and trade to go to
Brooklyn?
The Nets? Did he sign and trade to go there? They traded him from Golden State to there, or did he just go sign?
No, he signed there. You're right.
Okay,
You're right.
Kevin Durant, a career of regret. Can I give you another one of my final negative legacy guys?
Sure.
Tony Brothers and Scott Foster combined to be the Jordan LeBron of bad reffing for this finals.
I think, look, Scott Foster is the mark. You know, he is the gold standard. Everyone knows his name. This playoffs was big for Tony Brothers, though. You know, Tony Brothers is the LeBron for sure, where you're just like, put him on the map, or you're just like, wow. It's stunning how bad Tony Brothers was in this playoffs. He reffed a bunch of the Magic's early games in the playoffs. He reffed a bunch of the Magic Pistons series, so like he definitely stands out in my mind. But I just remember watching this series, like this guy shouldn't be allowed on an NBA court. Like, is it just because he's old that he's bad, or has he always been this bad and we just never put a name to it?
I honestly couldn't tell you because
I don't want to rag on a guy. I don't want to rag too much on the guy. I couldn't do his job. Maybe I could if I practiced. If I you know, I've never reffed anything, but like, he's not good. I'll tell you that much.
I think the thing with this is Tim Donaghy is like the goat of bad reffing because he was literally fixing games.
Right.
Or he was I shouldn't say he was fixing games. I think that, and I don't exactly quote me on this, but I think that he was betting on games because he knew which players refs didn't like. I believe that's what it was.
He had like inside. It was more like insider trading than it was fixing games.
So I think but I think he still gets the GOAT mark for worst ref. But Tony Brothers and Scott Foster are doing their damnedest, man. They would not call a game consistently for the whole time. I mean, and it accumulates in what was almost disastrous. Like, obviously we have the Wemby doesn't get a bunch of flagrants that he should have gotten, but it accumulates in that almost disastrous moment with Brunson getting mauled by 3 players at the end of Game 5 that almost gave the open layup. There is 3 referees looking at Jalen Brunson being hit with 2x4s and steel chairs. And then they call the foul a second later when Mikal Bridges has the ball.
Yeah, that was a tough one, man.
It's a great race. It's a great race to the bottom. And I don't know who's going to win. I really don't. By the time it's all said and done, it could go either way. It could be Scott Foster or Tony Brothers is remembered as being the worst ref in NBA history.
Is there another sport where you can name a ref? I'm not name a ref in another sport.
I can do NFL because the NFL has the thing where the refs get on screen and explain the penalty. So
who is the referee who is like, I'm talking to America here? Who's that guy?
I think that was Scott Novak.
Okay.
It was either Scott Novak or it may have been John Hussey, one of the two.
Shout out that guy. That guy was funny.
Sean Smith's another one I can name. Ron Torbert.
Do you think that's that guy's the high point of his life? Is him going, I'm talking to America here?
Yeah, it's the high point of his life and unfortunately not the low point of Gino's.
Yeah, well, low point is going back to the Jets, right?
Can it get any lower than his play last year in Vegas? He got chased out of town for Kirk Cousins and a virgin.
Wait, then who's the other guy? Kirk Cousins has kids, right? He has kids.
I'm sure he does. Kirk Cousins doesn't have virgin energy. Kirk Cousins has like manosphere energy when he talks.
Sure.
Like Kirk Cousins is really excited about the UFC event at the White House.
He definitely is. He definitely is. That's what this happens every year after the NBA Finals. The NBA Finals ends. We talk about it for half an hour, and then you look at your watch and go, so how long until football?
Yeah. Well, I got at least one more day of hockey That could end tonight. But
Yeah.
I got at least that. And then I'm just going to be like,
And
you're going to be getting a lot of texts about me talking about what's going to go on at, I don't know, Hungaroring or something.
And it's Carolina who's up 3-2 in that series?
Yep. Nailed it.
Oh, yeah. We're so back, dude.
Yeah, let me know if you want to be on the Basky talking about the end of the Stanley Cup final.
I think that would be great. Mike knows more about basketball than I know about hockey.
Yes.
So, to be fair.
Yes.
So.
My last legacy watch, Dylan Harper. Huge legacy up. Come on. Guy's 20. Might have been the most effective 20-year-old we've ever seen.
Is he the only
final.
Spur who had a positive finals? Where, like, coming out of the finals, you feel better about him? Because Wemby, you don't feel better. Fox, you don't feel better.
Stephon Castle was two-thirds of the way there and then had a terrible game 4 and 5.
He had a really bad game 4 and 5. So he's at least neutral. Castle is about where I'm at.
Yeah.
Vassell and Champagny as rotation guys.
Yep.
Those guys.
Keldon Johnson as a guy who seems
threes.
like a really fun dude to sit on the bench next to.
Yeah. Keldon Johnson is down. The only guy who went up considerably is Harper, right? What are the odds?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying they're good odds, but what are the odds in 5 years Harper has more All-NBA appearances than Wemby?
I don't think it's insane because here's the thing about Wemby is he's 7'9" and looks like he's made of straws. So I think that there is a real chance that Wemby just doesn't hit the minimum threshold a few times and Harper does, and Harper looks like he could
That's what I'm saying.
A top 5 guard in the fucking league.
Like that would be.
I don't think that's crazy.
That's the thing is, I bet you'd have decent odds on that, and I would take that because there's definitely a world where that happens. Like, you're telling me Harper isn't going to be one of the 10 best guards in the league next year? Like, I'd be shocked if that's not the case.
You know, we very famously have a YouTube short about how VJ Edgecombe was already a top 5 guard in the East.
Harper came on a little later. VJ Edgecombe came out of the gate hot and then cooled off.
But if you would call Knippel a shooting guard instead of a 3, do we have 3 potential future All-NBA guys at guard out of one draft?
I mean, this draft that's coming up, I don't know how much of a draft guy you are, but this next draft, for this draft that's coming up, there's like 10 guards. It's all guards. There's like 2 big guys up top with Boozer and Debanza, and then it's a ton of guards.
I know Acuff.
Yeah.
Acuff. That's the one I know.
Kyrie Irving, who can't shoot.
Caleb Williams? Not Caleb Williams. Something Williams. Cody Williams?
Cedric not
Williams?
Cody Williams. You're thinking of Cody Wilson?
Oh, yep.
Caleb Wilson.
Caleb Wilson.
He's cool. He's one of the big guys. He's like a 6'10", like lanky wing shooter guy.
He was guard. Huh.
He's like poor man's Kevin Durant is the best way to think about him.
So we have poor man's Kevin Durant.
He's like
poor
tall
man's Kyrie Irving.
He's like even taller Ace Bailey.
How the fuck did Rutgers not make the tournament with Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey?
I was just thinking about that because they're both good. Dylan Harper scored 25 points. He led his team in scoring in a finals closeout game, and Ace Bailey was pretty good this year.
Yeah, second half of the year, Ace Bailey was awesome, and they both played great defense.
Yeah, they're both 2A guys.
Yeah,
how is that Rutgers team bad?
I don't know what happened with Rutgers this year after they lost those 2 guys, but if they haven't already, I would fire the coach based off the performance of Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey in the NBA.
Anytime in college basketball, a team with a highly touted big guy is bad, I get it. Because you're playing with college guards who are just jacking up terrible shots and they can't get you the ball where you need it. That I'm like always acceptable. But you had 2 elite ball handlers on your squad.
Yeah. 2 guys that, like, one guy that's definitely going to be an All-NBA guy, another guy that could be like a fringe All-NBA guy at some point in his career, depending on if the Utah Jazz ever have 5 functional players at a time.
Or decide to play 5 functional players.
Yeah, that's true. They for all we know, they already have the 5, but they're really just making sure to get their minutes in with other people when they can.
Yeah. Jazz kind of intriguing.
Listen, we'll do an off-season pod. We'll do the kind of intriguing pod, but we cannot get into the Utah Jazz more than we already have.
on the congratulations New York Knicks, you won the finals pod. Yeah. We've not talked about the Knicks a lot.
Yeah, we talked a lot about pod racing though, so that's kind of cool.
Now this is pod racing.
Racing. Let's talk future odds for the 2027 NBA champion here.
Yep.
Your top team. Have you already seen this? You already know who the number 1 spot goes to?
I have no idea. I have not looked. I have no idea. Can I guess?
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Is it Oklahoma City?
Oklahoma City is currently second at
Oh,
plus
it's
260.
San Antonio.
San Antonio is the number
That's
one
crazy.
team by the odds.
We just watched them lose 4-1 in the finals.
Yeah. And obviously, you know who the top East team is?
Yeah, it'd be the Knicks, right?
Nope, it is the Boston Celtics. The Knicks are the second team in terms of odds. In the East, the conference they just ripped a hole through on their way to their first championship in 50 years.
Can I short the Celtics as the number one odd? Is that a thing? Can I short the Celtics? Because
okay, so I want you to go to your web browser.
seems like Jaylen Brown's going to get traded.
Kalshi.com. Kal. I don't know how to spell the rest of it. .com.
She.
Is it just SHI?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's not the cereal.
No.
Okay. Behind the Knicks, there's no way you're going to get these, but see if you can guess the next 4 teams.
Behind the Knicks.
Yeah.
In no particular order, Denver, Minnesota, Indiana? Yeah? Okay.
I'm just saying, waiting for you to give me all 4.
Oh, gotcha. Denver, Minnesota, Indiana. Probably the Lakers.
So you went 4 for 4 there. Now, you actually went...
Yeah.
You went 4 for 4 out of a possible 6 because there's 4 teams tied at 30 to 1. Yeah.
Sure.
But Indiana is next in the East at plus 2,800. Then Denver is tied with them. Then Minnesota, LA, Detroit, and Cleveland are all 30 to 1. Behind them, Miami, Golden State, Philadelphia, Houston, the Clippers, and then your Orlando Magic at 80 to 1.
Do those Cleveland odds reflect James Harden's incoming legal issues?
Let me ask you this. If we found out tomorrow that definitively James Harden will have no punishment and will play in the NBA season, do you think the odds get shorter or longer?
That's so true. That's such a great point. I think the odds... You know what is unfortunate about that Cleveland team is that they need James Harden. So I think the odds get shorter a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. But that's all I got. We'll be back at some point in the near future to do like an off-season pod. We'll talk about how intriguing the Jazz are, what team Giannis is going to be on, if LeBron James should remake Space Jam 1 and Space Jam 3. We'll have a lot of off-season pod topics to talk about. But
we'll be
asking,
final notes? Please, when does the NFL start? Please bring it back. I'm so lonely.
There was a point during the season where I think you thought that you were going to be a bigger Magic fan than you are a Bears fan, and then the Bears started playing real good football.
Right at the start of the NBA season.
Yeah.
I was like, I think I'm just done with Chicago.
Yeah.
I'm just done. And it was like they were like 2-4, and the Magic had Desmond Bane, and they were starting the year, and we were starting. I was committing to doing this pod every other week.
Yeah.
And I was like, it definitely happened where I was like, I think this is the year that the Magic overtake the Bears for me. I'm so sick of the Bears shit. Caleb Williams is going to be bad. And now it's completely flipped. And next year I'm going to be like, should I be on all the NFL pods instead?
If I could go back and get a data point at one point from the year 2025, I would want right after Minnesota came back and beat Chicago in that opening week, that first Monday Night Football game.
Yep.
I would just want to go there and get your confidence index in the Bears versus the Magic. And then right now, get the second point on that graph.
It's probably on a podcast somewhere. Did I come on Talent Alone after that loss? I don't think I was on the preseason NFL pod.
You were on the preseason NFL pod. Man,
my predictions did not do super well.
We got to get you spun up on those NFL pods. Those NFL pods are a trip. But that's all I got. You got any final notes here? Knicks, your 2026 NBA champion. A lot of legacy talk. Any final notes you got for the people?
Let's see him do it back to back. All right, okay. Let's
back to back champions in the last 8 champions.
Yeah, and 8 different champions too. Pretty entertaining. Hey, the NBA. I do have a final note. There's a lot of whinging about the NBA, about the quality of games, about tanking, about load management, about refereeing. But when the NBA is good, there's kind of nothing like it. And this was a fucking great finals, and I had a lot of fun watching it, and I had a lot of fun potting with you this year.
I had a lot of fun potting with you too.
So here's to another great year.
Here's to another great year.
NBA.
And of course, go ahead.
Oh, I do have one more. Finish out what you're saying, and then I think I have something to close the pod with.
No, because you and I are going to close with the same bit, so go ahead and do it.
I don't think you are. I think our over-under on whether, when we start up the NBA pod next year, whether the aspiration scandal is solved.
It is going to be solved. My bet is it's going to be solved 25 minutes after the NBA draft.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. If you want to follow us, all the socials and handles and stuff like that are in the description. That includes Tyler's letterbox and my Twitter for some reason. You can check out talentalone.com for all of our written work. Talent Alone Podcast on YouTube if you want to see our faces and what our faces say when we're saying things with our mouths. Talent Alone streams for all of our video game shit. And of course, as always, be sure to email us at talentalonepodcast@gmail.com and tell us which pod racer you think you are. With that, Tyler, do you want to give one last shout out to Clegg Holdfast? Pod racer.
The pod racer took me a second. Shout out to those little droid guys doing their best.
You know what? You tried.
Just like
failed.
me, for real.
Yeah. They are those droids are the Orlando Magic of pod racing.
Brutal. That was tough. That was uncalled for.
Let's get out of here.